his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Good morning, Wake and Jake Bakers. Welcome to the most fun show in sports. Full rebrand. That's it. Done. Jokes, analysis, and love. We just rebranded again. God, I hope we don't rebrand later. Ooh. Good morning, everybody. The Wake and Jake Bakers. How are you doing? Myself, Jake Ronald Storielli, 10'11", 89. Currently weigh 188. Not good. Trying to get down from there. Not tall enough for that. Producer, Big Baby David, in the corner with the shirt on. Ooh. Wow. Go check out the merch store. Black Friday coming up. Think we're going to have some sales and stuff next week. That is fun. Oh, my God, the Cano news. I totally forgot about that.
I just added it to the sheet. Whoever said it first
Holy
in the chat.
smokes.
I was like, oh, yeah, we got to mention that.
Guys, yesterday was a great day in sports. I mean, kind of a bad day if you're Robinson Cano and his Hall of Fame and best hitting second baseman ever. But yesterday was a great day in sports, and it starts with the draft. I don't know if it's technically the game of the night. I am in my mock turtleneck today. I don't think it's a mock turtleneck. I think it's a monogram official turtleneck. I was wearing the Trastros hoodie. Got too hot. It's an all-time practice look, though, in the fall, the hoodie over the turtleneck. It's a classic. The NBA draft happened last night, BBD. We were lost in Knicks land. Go check out Talking Knicks. We did some good stuff there. Obi topping at 8. A funky NBA draft this year. For years, this draft has been not hyped because the next year is the double draft. If you're not familiar, they're most likely to repeal the you have to do a freshman year at college rule.
They've walked away from that, but it is supposed to be a very deep draft just in general. It's going to be like the best overall draft class in a while.
Right. I think there's
a bunch of top-end talent. I've heard now they're aiming for 2023 to be the double draft.
The new double draft. So there's been rumors about that for a year. Either way, the top-end talent of this draft, Anthony Edwards is the first overall pick. If you're not familiar, played at Georgia. They were not going to make the NCAA tournament. If you remember, Ben Simmons kind of had a similar situation a few years before that. The only thing I'll say about that is Ben Simmons didn't have a quote before the draft that he said football is his favorite sport. I don't know, man. Anthony Edwards, I think by each hour I'm starting to have this nervous. And I think the other problem is his first name's Anthony. The last first-round pick, Anthony Bennett, not good. Out of the league.
The one before that was Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis is good. Okay, so the Anthonys have leveled out a little bit, but like
They split the last two times they went number one.
There's not a lot of first-round picks, first overall picks, where I could see them trying out to play football in 5 years. So that's got to make you nervous about Anthony Edwards. He could still be really good. That's the draft, people. He goes first. James Wiseman second. And again, college basketball was kind of a mess this year. This guy's a 7'1" center. He would have been a number one pick in every draft from the 90s to 2010. 7'1", freak athlete. But the NBA just doesn't know if they use centers anymore. So he goes to, and then we get another Ball brother. LaMelo Ball. We've seen the family pass through now. Lonzo LiAngelo, my guy, on draft night. And then LaMelo, who's always been, he's supposed to have been the best Ball brother. I think him and Lonzo were supposed to be close, but he's supposed to be a better scorer and not that weird Lonzo shot when he originally came out. He's supposed to be the most talented. He goes to Charlotte. And again, with the Ball family, you know, you're a bad season away from something bad happening. I know that sounds really dumb. He's extremely talented, and hopefully he's good. And then the rest of the draft happens, and whoever your team took, they took. A really weird draft. Obi Toppin, the player of the year, goes to the Knicks. We were excited about that. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. This draft class was not highly touted at all, and I think, you know, one of the guys I like listening to, Ryan Russillo, he said, you know, very early on when he was tracking the NBA, they say, you know, you see a bad draft class coming a mile away, and then it gets close to the draft, and you get excited. And you're like, I think this guy can be pretty good. Yeah, that guy can be pretty good. And we'll see. You never know.
Liking some guys.
And, hey, you know, you look back at a few drafts. I think the Giannis year is historically bad, but he was the 14th pick or whatever it was.
15, yeah. Gobert went 27.
Gobert went 27.
Oladipo at 2 overall works.
It's yeah. So, but again, when you're 3 names from a draft, you're in that draft class gets pretty ugly pretty quick. So, I don't know. I think it was a fun night for us Knicks fans. It was a roller coaster. Because they traded before the draft, which got everything spinning, and then the draft happens. Are they going to trade up? They didn't. They get Obi Toppin, who was supposedly their guy that we thought they were going to trade up for. It was a fun night, and I think it's funny, a lot of the things I've been reading is that the winning teams from last night were teams that, like, traded for guys, not drafted guys. Robert Covington goes to Portland, right? So he'll be with McCollum and Lillard and play some defense and hit some threes. Feel like they've been looking for that guy.
Feels like a natural fit.
Feels like they've been looking for that guy for a while.
Does that screw over Melo if he wants to go back there? I don't know. Was he going to go back anyway?
Melo's already on the Knicks, BBD, so let's not
get another 4.
Let's not dream about that. But I don't know. Big baby David, you beautiful man. How are you? You had fun watching the draft last night. You loved the draft.
I always have fun. I'm a draft guy. I like drafts. Just funny because I don't like watching the college sports seasons, really. Basketball, I get into March Madness.
You don't like military drafts?
No.
No.
Oh, I definitely don't want to be a part of one.
Oh, my God.
I guess if we needed to do it, that's kind of the only way to, like, get it done.
I think your mom would find a way to get you out of it.
Yeah.
She'd, like, cut off your toe or something.
Oh, I'm getting close to being too old for it, I think. I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, I don't
Probably
know the
not.
rules. We'll see. We'll see next draft.
If someone can tell me. I'm 23, so if you can tell me.
I think you're still good.
I think I can still be like, drafted. But I'm getting close, I think.
NBA or war? Both.
Prefer the NBA. Yeah. I had a lot of fun during the drafts. Of course, the Knicks couldn't make it like a casual night. Overall, where they ended up, I'm more than fine with.
Yeah.
Just all day, I had the dread of they're going to trade up for Obi, and that's going to be the only guy they walk away from the night with because they got to give up every other draft asset from tonight, I guess, which was only 1 pick at the time.
Yeah.
So I spent like all day kind of like shit-talking him, but it was about like trading up for him. Like I'm content with him since he just fell to 8. It's like, all right, it's going to be fun to watch for the Knicks. I liked the Emmanuel quickly pick a lot.
Got him.
The more I look into him, the more I really like him, and I was kind of on him early. If you listen to Talking Knicks, full Knicks thoughts are available on Talking Knicks. We did a late night recording session. It was a really good episode.
And like any draft, I mean, there's a lot of guys you could end up talking yourself into. You know, the international guys we never really know, to be honest, which is still bizarre. Like, how do we just not have a better idea if these guys
We're
are
starting
be good
to
or not?
know
It's
better.
getting better, but it's still not good.
Like, if they play in one of the main leagues, you can still find them, but I think that still wasn't the case for Avdia.
I mean, Killian Hayes goes 7. I know you love him, big baby David.
Yeah. Oh. The Patrick Williams pick is what really, like, changed a lot, I think. Just, like, shuffled everything, get him going 4. I think he would have been gone at 7. Like he still would have gone pretty higher than he probably should have. But them going there meant the Pistons were like, all right, well, now we kind of, like, have to take Hayes. He's our other guy. When they were sort of like, we're taking Patrick Williams.
Yeah, and it's I mean, you always get excited, man.
Things
I mean,
get shuffled. There's always the surprise.
there's a lot of guards at the end of the first round that you're probably familiar with. If you watch the college game, Peyton Pritchard was in there. A lot of other talented guys.
Cole Anthony didn't fall that much. That's another
Cole Anthony
kinda
in the
headline.
middle.
People thought he was going to fall a lot.
Yeah.
There was like people saying he won't get it picked in the first round, which felt like a stretch, but he was like mocked by most to end up in the 20s.
In this draft, he probably went
15.
where he should have. And it's
A year ago, he would have been in top 5 in this draft. So
easily. So it was a
hoping
fun
he'd
night.
End up with the Knicks.
It was a fun night for the NBA. Tell us what your team did. Reach out, have some fun, and yeah, we'll see, man. I still think we're gonna look back and say this was a bad draft. I mean, we missed the whole scouting process. There was no NCAA tournament. A lot of guys go there. I wonder. And
who would have been?
Or what if that makes things better? What if guys who fly up the draft board because of the NCAA tournament don't go because of 6 good games they play? So who knows? That's the beauty of the draft. And the
If there's an NCAA tournament, maybe Obi doesn't fall to us because Dayton, he
probably would have done well.
Dayton would have been a number 1 seed in that. He dragged them to being a good team. They were a good team besides him, but
yeah. Or do they?
That would have been a bigger story, like how good he was and how that got him there.
Or they lose the 1-9 game and everyone says he's a fraud and he doesn't play defense. So, it's normally the beauty of it. It was a fun night, and what the NBA is so good at. I mean, what a wild day! And I guess another thing to put in the sad news with Robbie Cano, but no, Cano's dumb news. Klay Thompson is sad news. Klay gets hurt again. Seems like it's 99% a torn ACL in the other leg. Torn Achilles.
Leg.
In the other leg.
He's recovering from a left torn ACL, right Achilles, allegedly. I think he's getting an MRI today.
We'll see. We'll see. That's sad. And yeah, there were some trades that happened while we were away. And the NBA is so good at doing a news cycle. CP3 to the Suns. Drew Holiday to the Bucks. Bogdanovich supposed to go to the Bucks, and then he doesn't. Couple take-back trades.
There's no league that does getting people to talk about not games better than the NBA.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's great. They're really good at it. So it was a fun night in the NBA, and it's just starting. I think free agency officially kicks off at midnight tonight or tomorrow.
6 p.m. tonight or 6 p.m. tomorrow.
I think 6 p.m. tomorrow. I think they changed that, but there's no rules in the NBA. So free agency will.
We're gonna hear about stuff.
There will be more trades. I mean, I think Harden's probably going to get traded. I mean, the NBA just goes nuts. It's a crazy cycle. Stars moving all over the place. It's a star-driven league, which leads to a good time. So that is the Shooty Hoops. Let's do Cano, BBD. I kind of had a mental fart this morning because yesterday was such a sports whirlwind. Speaking of stealing news cycles, baseball got in the mix. Robinson Cano, former Yankee great, takes the big contract with the Mariners, ends up with the Metropolitans, and he had a nice little season this year in this short season. Caught on doing the PEDs again, not the PEGs. Only the Talking Baseball listeners will get that reference.
New episode
ad. The PEDs, what is it? Stanzololol or something? It ends with LOL, which opens a lot of jokes, but man, it really sucks because, Robinson Cano is one of, if not the best hitting second baseman ever. It depends how he finishes up his career and, a couple more 15, 20 homer seasons, blah, 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 whatever. He's an all-time second baseman. He was a really good fielder, too. He's getting old. One of the sweetest swings ever. And now he gets the full year suspension for PEDs, which,
for the second time.
We'll probably keep him out of the Hall of Fame. I mean, I think it does depend a little bit what happens with, the next, with all the steroids guys, A-Rod, Clemens, blah, blah, blah. Because eventually those guys have to be in. You can't tell the story of baseball without Barry Bonds.
Yeah. But then we start getting into is Cano one of those guys?
Right, and he's definitely a tier below, but I think people would be surprised. I mean,
but among second basemen all time. That's a position that until very recently you got no
guys just
ever.
Guys didn't hit at,
and especially didn't hit for power.
And hey, this is where the the best baseball player all time arguments come in, and a lot of people like to stand on the Barry Bonds hill like, yeah, he cheated, but he's still the best baseball player ever. His big numbers came late. He was old.
It was like after he was supposed to be.
Ken Griffey Jr. fell apart, I think, at age 32. Like, if you gave Ken Griffey Jr. another 3 years.
Make me open Barry Bonds baseball.
Another
reference.
3 years on Ken Griffey Jr.'s career at a high level, maybe because of a little juice. I mean, I think the story changes. So that's where
Barry Bonds has 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row of OPS over 1.275, and those are age 36 to 39.
Yeah.
And 3 of those years are over 1.375. Almost 1.4.
He was unbelievable. It was unreal to watch, and we were young when it was happening, so we didn't know, but the people around baseball knew. And it's I don't know, it's made me rethink a lot of things, and just, I don't know if people are Jaws people or war people, but looking at the all-time second baseman now, I mean, Robinson Cano is right in the same range as guys like Rod Carew. He's above Chase Utley.
Cano, I guess it's hard to speak for neutral fans, but as a guy on your team, he was like your favorite to watch.
He was a stud. I mean,
he was just fun, both sides of the ball, loose.
Sandino.
Power at second, a lefty swing.
Sandino in the chat, you're the best. Yeah, I mean, at your timing, BBD, I mean, that swing at Yankee Stadium, I mean, that's it was like baseball nirvana. You don't see guys look that calm and make the sport look that easy.
My first year old enough to really understand what was happening and watch a full season of baseball was 2005, which is the year he came up. So it's so when he left, I was heartbroken. But
yeah, I mean, if you do war stuff, he's right around Ryan Sandberg, who's a Hall of Famer, Roberto Alomar, who's a Hall of Famer. He's above Craig Biggio. If you do Jaws, go check that out. Where are my baseball nerds at? Robinson Cano's 7th. Rod Carew, Charlie Gehringer. Didn't watch a ton of his tape. Joe Morgan, R.I.P. Nap LaJoy, Eddie Collins, Rogers Hornsby. So, I mean, there's an argument there that Robinson Cano is one of the best second basemen of the past 50 years. So it really sucks. And then the other spin zone, which was funny watching the regular media talk about Robinson Cano. They were talking about, this stinks for the Mets. They're losing Cano. Guess what? They don't have to pay Robbie Cano this year. $24 million. $24 million Robinson Cano will not be getting now. And the Mets, with their new owner, richest owner in baseball, is coming with the tweets and saying he's going to change everything in what might be a bad market. Holy smokes. DJ LeMahieu feels very much in play for them. This $25 million is going to allow them to sign another superstar.
They probably could have gotten 2 guys anyway, but now they're positioned to. The caveat is that he does have 2 more years left with the $24 million, so it's not like they're done paying him.
They will have to pay him after the season, presumably. Depending, there might be some legal stuff that plays out. That'll be interesting. But
I assume they still have to account for it on the books, but maybe in real life dollars they won't end up having to pay it. I don't know. I
mean, don't be shocked if the Mets go out and get 2 of Springer, Real Muto, Bauer, another pitcher. I feel like they need another pitcher. Maybe they can do a trade where they take on some money. I think those are going to be popular this offseason.
You can do Bauer and overpay a lesser guy that you like and you want. I mean, if you wouldn't have been able to overpay before for this year or the next 2 years.
If the New York Mets went out and signed Bauer and Real Muto tomorrow, which they very easily can, they're probably the favorites in the NL East.
I mean,
Bauer, DeGrom, Stroman.
It's not all good. Cano was a very, very valuable player for them.
He was good last year. But he can't play defense.
Is he worth the money he was making? No.
We don't know if the DH is coming back. DJ LeMahieu might have been in play. Chris Bryant, I see that in the chat. That's a guy that could move this year. Javi Baez, Wilson Contreras. The Mets are a very dangerous team right now, and good for them. Good for them. Mets fans, be excited. the Yankees fans, we do some big brother, little brother stuff. You know, you might have a chance to send it this offseason. So, good for you guys.
It's a fun time to be a Mets fan, which you can't say that many years.
It. Oh, have fun, Mets fans. I don't care.
Hey, new ownership. They seem like they want to actually change things. It has to happen. But
are we doing an ad today? Jomboy Media Store, Black Friday coming up. BBD.
Talking Knicks, talking Nets.
Yeah, a lot of pods out. Mansplain baseball, talking Giants, talking Yanks, talking Nets, talking baseball, talking Knicks. Go check those out. Those are our podcasts, and go check out the Jomboy Media Store. That's your ad. BBD, we'll do football quick. I've skimmed the slate. We'll probably talk Cards Seahawks because that's what's on
tonight.
TV tonight. So that's kind of a fun game.
That'll be a good one.
I'm excited about that. Let's see. Jets Chargers, no. I ask you to not watch that. Eagles Browns.
Well, if you want to check out Herbert's new haircut.
Eagles Browns, those are
could be kind of a fun slot
watch
game.
Twitter for that. Watch those two fan bases go at it. That should be disgusting. Falcons Saints, no, might be an entertaining game, but you don't need to watch that. Bengals Washington, so gross. Lions Panthers, no, you don't need to watch that. Steelers Jaguars. Steelers are kind of the story of the NFL now. Yeah. They're going for 10-0. That's a big
matchup's
number.
Not fun, but
10-0 is fun.
Actually, the Jags have been kind of covering games lately.
Sure.
So they give you a run, and the Steelers are just themselves are kind of must watch right now.
Titans Ravens. If you don't like this modern football, watch these guys hammer the rock. That should be a good game. I'm into that. Dolphins Broncos.
You want to see Tua?
No.
But
no.
You don't need it.
No. Packers Colts.
That's the other one.
Okay.
I'm kind of circling.
So that's a game interesting. Okay, so we're finishing the weekend strong. Packers Colts, Chiefs Raiders, Rams Bucks. That's pretty good.
Yeah, those the night games this week.
If you're hating.
The NFL the last 3-4 weeks has had kind of a tough slate with their primetime games. This week,
this is a good week. That's
Thursday night game, the Sunday night game, Monday night game, all on paper, gonna be pretty fun.
I know nobody.
Chiefs Raiders maybe won't be fun.
Nobody listening to this really cares, but I wonder what that does for the NFL. Like Cardinals Seahawks. You're right. All the primetime games are great. I guess what's the 1 p.m. game on Sunday if that's your life that you're tuning into? Are Titan Ravens at 1 or are they at 4?
But I'm gonna
might be Eagles Browns
right now.
That could be gross. Eagles Browns. Oh my God.
Eagles Browns is 1. Falcons Saints at 1 is probably your best bet. Steelers Jags is 1. No, that's not it. Titans Ravens is at 1.
Okay. So you can go.
That's the one that
so
you should watch that. Flip to Red Zone and
here's your weekend football plan. Watch the Thursday night game tonight. Watch Titans Ravens while flipping between Twitter to see how ugly Eagles and Browns fans are getting. And then roll it into the night. The 4 o'clock Packers Colts, Chiefs Raiders Sunday night, Rams Bucks Monday night, and we'll be talking about that a little bit. But good. How about that?
It's hilarious that game's kind of must win for the Eagles.
Eagles Browns.
Because the next week they have Seattle, who will probably beat them.
Yeah.
And the Giants will have Bengals the next week. So Eagles kind of need to win that. I'm getting too into the NFC East again. Did
I send you the clip of the Jaguars wide receiver?
Yeah.
The Jaguars wide receiver. I'm blanking on his name right now. He's been like a waiver wire pickup this year a lot. But they asked him, they're like, so do you plan on being back with the Jaguars next season? And he goes, yeah, I'm cool, Jacksonville's warm. I like it here. And at least we're the Jaguars. We're not like a bird or some shit. It's just like, that's really good. Players need to lean into the mascots just a little more. Just a little more.
It's tough
Keenan
scroll
Cole.
Back. We talked a lot about the draft in this group chat. Yeah, Keenan
Thank
Cole.
you, Josh.
Keelan Cole.
Keelan Cole.
I like the warm weather. I like being here. I like being a Jaguar. I'd rather be a Jaguar than a Falcon or a bird or some shit.
That's good. That's the good stuff.
Good
so
line.
There's your football. Huge NBA night. Baseball gets a headline. and leads to a lot of baseball conversations that people hate having. And ain't that baseball, Susan? BBD, that's the Deportes. Baseball. Do it again. You know I can't just hear that once.
I got another one.
The sun will come out. Tanaka. Bet your bottom dollar with Tanaka. The sun will shine. Anyway, Tanaka.
God, just
So good.
Just giggles at himself at the end. All right, BBD, that brings us to the comment of the day. Wake and Jake Bakers. I ask you guys to bake the algorithm. Get baked. Roll one, brew. Get baked. Bake the algorithm wherever you're watching. Facebook, the YouTube, the podcast app. 244 reviews on the podcast app. Huge. Get to 250. Leave a 5-star review. Click the like button. Leave a comment. It all helps. And I ask you guys to leave a comment so we can have a little conversation. Leave a conversation about your sports team. What's going on? Tell me something about the Cleveland Browns I don't know. Tell me that you Bulls fans are mad you didn't get Obi Toppin, the Rookie of the Year. So it can be anything. It could be about sports. I don't even remember doing this, but it looks like I commented on the last video, hate that this dude skates by on his good looks. So I think that's a shot at you, BBD.
I think you might have been talking about me.
Like Candid Fob said, is it just me that gets annoyed because Jake's head is just barely cut off at the top? It does depend how I sit in the chair and where my hair flip is at that day. For the YouTube watchers, so
Just slid you down a little now.
you're good. You're good. I mean, we like filling the top of the screen. If that means
We don't like leaving too much head space. It's just a company rule.
if that means the hair is out of shot, the hair is out of shot. AJ Constantine, I only pop in for the theme song and pantomimes as BBD grooves in the way back seat. He's waiting for next baseball season. I get that, but thank you guys. Leave a comment, click like, leave a review, share with a friend. We have fun talking sports. And you like sports. You like sports.
That's why you're here.
Oh, you like it as sports, huh? Distract yourself from work. BBD, that brings us to our fake last segment of the show. The Bro of the Night. The Bro of the Night award. Pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you've ever been in a situation, it doesn't have to be a guy. Bro's a bro. You know, maybe you're at the pregame, running low on brewskis. And here she comes with 230 racks, and your party's saved. That situation, none of that situation has happened to me in at least 8 years. So not sure why that's my reference. Or, you know, someone brings in bagels to the office today. I think Jomboy and Katie brought in bagels today.
Could have been anybody. It was
Was
them.
it you?
No. It was,
Oh, okay.
It was them.
You're a little hungover. Someone brings in bagels. Bang! The Bro of the Night, BBD. I'm going outside the box. You know I live there. I am giving it to LeVar Ball, the big baller. LeVar Ball has been one of the most entertaining men in sports. His son, LaMelo, gets drafted with the 3 pick. Lonzo, I believe, was also the 3 pick.
He was second.
Second. They are the first brothers to ever go top 5 in the NBA draft. Pretty incredible, man. And I know LeVar's not a great dude. The Big Baller Brand stuff was bad. You know, he was kind of pimping out his kids for a little bit. It got weird. It wasn't good. He's kind of shut up for the past year and a half or so.
As much as he can.
As much as he. Oh, yeah.
Quotes.
LeVar's going to find a way. But, dude, LeVar Ball, man. 2 sons, top 3 picks. I mean, imagine the actual pride. Like, we get away from who he is as a dad and things like that. That's awesome, man. 2 of your sons. Sorry, Jello. Jello Ball. 2 of your sons are top 3 NBA picks. No pair of brothers have ever been top 5 NBA picks. I mean, good for the Suns who have balled out. You know, LaMelo, go get it. You can easily be the best player in this draft if you go get it. Congrats to LeVar. And Mama Ball. How How about that? The first mom to have a pair of sons go with the top 3 picks. So pretty cool. Obviously, LeVar's got a bad rap, and he should. But good for him, man. Good for him. And, yeah, I see our Keith McPherson in the chat. A lot of good Charlotte jokes coming out. MJ versus LeVar Ball. My God. Film that and put it on YouTube and watch the views come in. How many views would that get if LeVar Ball and MJ played one-on-one on YouTube? 50
especially
mil?
especially if it happened 2 years ago, but even now, yeah.
I mean,
that's
MJ just torching LeVar Ball. Like, that is the dream. So, we'll see.
It's good.
Someone in the chat got me good with 26 views. just goes overlooked. It's already out there. Nobody liked it. BBD. Buggy dude. Who is your bro of the night?
Well, there's an argument for the Cano, bruh, but we did that.
Yeah.
We didn't fully do the Klay Thompson thing, partly because we don't know all the details
Yeah.
yet. There's an argument there.
Sad.
Just shout out because he's a fun guy to watch, one of the most likable guys in the league, particularly one of the most likable guys on Golden State.
Yeah.
But my bro of the night is Daryl Morey. Sixers had a good night.
Yeah.
They move off the Horford contract. They don't give up that much for OKC to take it on. They get 2025 first, which, hey, maybe by then you'll wish you had that,
Yeah.
but
Maybe you won't be working there anymore, so you
Yeah.
don't care.
there'll be different people there, whatever. And I think a second, either this year or next year or something. I don't know.
Sure.
It's first and a second to get off Horford. They make out kind of well with the draft stuff. They come away. They get Maxey at 21, which is
Yeah.
for where you get him. That
He was
might
lottery.
be the steal of the
He was
draft.
Projected lottery.
And the projections this year, of course, mean less than ever before. But they also get a couple nice second rounders. They get Isaiah Joe, who might be the best shooter in the draft.
Potentially, yeah.
On the short list. They get him at 49,
Yeah.
real late. And they had the 58th pick, and they got Paul Reed, who I don't know anything
Bang.
about, but I know I've heard his name.
Paul Reed.
So they got guys I've heard of in the second round, and they got like shooting.
Huge
So,
Paul Reed pod.
the Maxey pick and getting off Horford for not that much and didn't have to attach either a good player or
Yeah.
like substantial draft assets to do it. When he's like a top 3 worst contract you could be trading for right now. It's gotta be like him, Russ, or John Wall, and you'd still see Russ and John Wall like being the reason your team is good. So
Yeah.
John Wall hasn't played in 2 years.
The Horford
But-
contract's really bad, and at BBD, I think the only thing you're missing there is that he's no longer in Houston, which looks like a straight-up disaster.
Yeah.
And if you remember, we
Kind of
did...
his fault, but
a little bit of his fault. but
he set them up for.
That's
It's
why...
gonna be bad
That's
soon.
why he left. He never wanted Russell Westbrook, so he gave it a run. It stunk. He knew that it was going to blow up, so he left. And I gave him credit because he walked away from serious money in a front office gig, and boy, does he look great now from disassociating from that. And he did some really good stuff. I was going to call them the Phillies, the 76ers, more likely. Maybe he'll do good stuff with the Phillies.
Yeah, help him out.
Get involved.
He's analytically driven.
Analytics, yeah. And I would keep an eye on them. I still think there's maybe a chance for Harden-Simmons swap. That's the trade that makes the most sense in my head.
Supposedly he's working on something that isn't
Right.
a Harden trade and that would keep Simmons there. I'm shocked there hasn't been more chatter about moving Simmons because he's just such not a Morey guy.
Get him his own team, yeah.
It just doesn't. It doesn't fit Morey's MO.
He could rack up assists.
Simmons is awesome.
He could rack up assists with Morey. So we'll see, and I think that leads us into good bro of the night, BBD. That leads us into what we are watching tonight. You had NBA free agency on here. We'll be watching this weekend. That'll be crazy.
It's gonna go nuts. It's always nuts those first 36 hours.
Always good Twitter fodder. Go watch that. And then that Cardinals-Seahawks game tonight, man. I think that's
a good one.
This is going to be like the West Coast storyline of the NBA. NFL. Kyler, Russ, short quarterbacks who are really good.
He's like Kyler is like the closest thing to the Russ archetype we've seen since Russ came in, I think.
And I think...
kind of not true,
And
but...
I think the Seahawks defense has kind of been a mess. I think Arizona might be the better team right now. It's in Seattle. They don't have the fans. Should be a good watch. I think I'll tune in, David. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
That's exciting.
What else are you doing?
What else are you doing, people? Tune in. Speaking of tune in, I mentioned it before. Ton of new episodes out across the network. You like baseball? How about talking baseball? You like the Yankees? Talking Yanks. You like baseball or the Braves? Mansplain Baseball Pod. The Giants, the G-men are rolling. We're doing great things with Talking Giants. They're going. Talking Nets is out. They want Harden. Scoop B was on their podcast. And
they
Talking
had a draft
Knicks.
reaction thing. I don't remember what the Nets did. But
Draft reaction. Talking Knicks. We did some good stuff last night. So if you like the Knicks,
it's a good episode.
if you're just looking to get lost, we got it on the network. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your freakend. Bake the algorithm. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't clip that.
Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret,
No shorts
he's
today.
wearing shorts. It's time for
Don't tell them that.
in the morning. Wake and Jake at night.
Bake the algorithm.
Jake sucks.